Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, germs, jewels, whatever you want to call yourselves. How is everybody today? Getting a little bit set up here. I'll tab out a camera so you guys don't have to hear or see my annoyance of constantly moving my head around. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, over on Discord as well.
Good morning, sir.
A little bit of Don Diego action going here. Just about to strap on into the harvester. That didn't work how I wanted it to. There we go. So strap on into the harvester. Mr. Bob said I am heading to field 20.
Yes, sir.
Roger that, on my way. So how is everybody out there today? I hope everyone is doing good. I do believe it is Wednesday. Yes, it is. Those of you that watched Chicago Fire, well, spoiler alert, wasn't on last night. Why does presidential debates matter in Canada? Come on now, folks. We all don't care about orange. I mean, you know how it goes. But this isn't time and place for you. That kind of chat, right? Alright, so here we go. Just pulling up here in the field. Well, I guess I'm going to take the grass here on field 20. For anybody that is watching and wondering, this is not a... Actually, I think it's a public release. But it's Gabby Latouche's private edit of the map. Or Gabby Latouche. He is over on Twitch. Really good Twitch streamer. I don't even know if he knows that I stream or not. But really good guy. Makes quite a few mods. Edits maps. I think he has edits of this one. Edits of Rattlesnake Valley that I haven't played. And he also has an edit of Goldcrest as well. He's known to hang out with guys like MP7 Reaper. I believe if you watch any of those guys, you would have seen him around. Like I said, really nice older gentleman. I started watching him a couple weeks ago. Definitely really enjoy his streams. He has some funny stuff going on over there all the time. So if any of you haven't seen it, just go over there and let him know that I sent you and ask him if he can share his boiled peanuts with you. So I do believe I am joined on Discord by Mr. Bob, and I believe Mr. Bird is here, but I think he is actually at work at the same time. So he's probably not as talkative, and man, I cannot drive today.
You stick to logging, buddy. I'm going to revoke your license.
What I need to do is actually get my GPS set up better. My tablet broke, and since my tablet's broken, I can't use my RoCat as good. And it throws me off because a lot of my GPS was controlled in RoCat, so... Makes it a little bit hard sometimes to get that stuff going.
I never use GPS.
I like it just for the lines, just so I can try to keep, straight line. Use it more realistic that way. I know that GPS real life, there is auto steer tractors, stuff like that out, but the older style of the GPS, from what I understand, I've personally never used it. I know Mr. Buckshot, I believe, was just getting into it when he did Ag Lime. They were just getting into it, but from videos and stuff that I have seen, One Lonely Farmer, for instance, he has his son Tim do a video where it's all about how to set up the GPS to do a run. So what it'll do is you do your first run, which was what they call the AB line, and then your tractor will follow that AB line. It'll pop up on your screen, not in front of you, unlike here, where it pops up in front of you, but on like this digital display that's here, that's showing my fill level right now, it'll pop up and tell you with a green or whatever line that where the center of your tractor should be to, and if you veer off of it, it'll change the color of the line. So help you run it that way. And then they also have some that are auto steer for you as well. So I haven't made it public yet. I'm going to be making my stream from yesterday public probably after I'm done this one. So if you guys want to see how we started out on the map, a little bit of what's been going on. I did an actual pretty decent map tour too. Something I never do. I usually leave that to Mr. Wheels, but I ended up doing a quite decent map tour where we ran around all the factories. I learned quite a bit of stuff last night too from watching Mr. Gabby. I watched him for several hours last night and was interactive in his chat too, and learned certain things like how to actually make the fuel. One of the questions I had in my stream last night is we all didn't know what TP_RS was. I guess I still don't know what it actually stands for, but from what I understand is up at the fuel, which is above 22, you can put any grain crop, so wheat, barley, canola, corn, soybean, oats, rye, in there, and it will produce biofuel, and at the same time it also produces compost as a byproduct of it, and that's up at 22. In the back of the BGA as well, you can take slurry and digest, which is the byproduct from silage. And you can put that into the one that's up behind the BGA. I'll show you guys that one when we're done here. And by doing that, you also produce fuel and compost over there. So I do hope everybody is having a great day today. I know I'm having a decent day. Probably shouldn't have eaten that cheesecake my wife brought home, but it's cheesecake. It was pretty good. The stomach's a little upset from it, but it is what it is. It was worth it. As far as what factories we're going to start with on this map, I'm not really sure where we want to go with it. I know right now we have currently harvesting soybean. We have canola, wheat, and barley planted. So the wheat and barley are obviously going to go to straw. Well, that's what I planted them for. We needed a straw crop. I'm probably going to sell the canola and the soybean so that we can get into baling, and as well as before I get 50 messages telling me that I need a water tanker.
Stop. You're making me laugh, man.
Well, I need to. It keeps people entertained, keeps people around, right?
Talking about GPS. Where's the biogas? Or the BGA?
BGA is right in front of you. Tell you now, this feels weird without having GPS on. Having to eyeball the edge of it. But you know what? It's kind of fun doing it this way. I mean, I could just go this way and make it a little bit easier. But in my stream yesterday, I did say that we are going to try to eliminate the use of hired worker. I do still have it turned on the server. But like I said, I want to kind of disable it. I'm tired of it's always hired worker this, hired worker that. Nobody's around, so we just do all the work ourselves. This way here, it forces us to have to work as a group, which is going to be good. That's what multiplayer farming is all about, is working as a group without hired workers. I mean, if I wanted to do it, I'd just go play single player with course play. Why not, right? Eliminate the use of having to have anybody join me. But I enjoy having you guys out here on the farm with me. I'd like to see Mr. Buckshot and Mr. Wheels get in there. That's right, I'm calling you boys out. I know Mr. Wheels is in the middle of his busy season, so we're not going to hear from him. I know Mr. Buckshot's going to chew me a new one when he actually does log in, because I've updated the server, I think, 3 times in 2 days. So for him, that's 6 hours worth of downloading each day. I think that's why he doesn't do it, but had to be done. A lot of the guys weren't coming on because Rattlesnake was just too big. I felt Rattlesnake was just too big, and there was just too many inconsistencies with the map. It was a really nice map, don't get me wrong. It was just the little things that were starting to get to me. I mean, I guess I could have just installed the Table Manners pack, or the Table Manners mod, but I really don't want to. I enjoy cleaning up the animals, taking care of the animals that way. That's why I do it in real life too. I didn't want to do it that way in the game. I found it very unrealistic to have the Table Manners mod, so we've switched out for the time being. I know I said Rattlesnake was going to be the last map until Pleasant Valley comes out, but I think this might be it. This is a good indication of what's coming when Pleasant Valley comes out, due to the fact that there is factories on this map. So it'll give us that kind of okay, what do our factories need to be operational for the day? What do we need to grow to get operations going? And where do we need to lie to get them all going and going good? I think, not really sure, I think we might be our first bet other than fuel, because you always need fuel. I think our first factory, what do you think, Bob? What factory should we start filling up first?
I don't know. I'm debating between the wood and the brewery. I don't know. It's up to you, man.
Well, I was thinking the brewery, but with the brewery, there's other things that we have to open up as well. The wood, there's not really a whole lot to do with the wood. I mean, I'm over there playing with it a little bit. I was playing with it a little bit today. I have a handful of trees down on the ground right now, just sitting there. I figured we need to get the harvest in before that goes bad on us. I mean, we don't have withering on, but I figured, we might as well get the harvest in, get that done so that we can get that replanted, and then we can worry about forestry when there's not much left to do here. I know after field 20 is done, I think I'm going to keep it on soybean for the next little bit. Just trying to get my header back down here. I'm probably going to keep field 20 on soybean for the next little bit. Just keep it as a rotational that way for the time being until we decide exactly what factory we want. As far as the other fields, I think 29 is our smallest field. Well, Bob and I have been discussing it, and I mentioned it in my last video that if we were to grass any field, that's probably the one I'm going to grass. Well, it's the one I'm grassing. So once I take the barley and the straw off of it, I am going to plant it as grass, because we do need a grass field. So that we can get our hay going for our animals. We can use it again as silage, so it'll be a never-ending field for that. So there goes Mr. Bob. I don't know, Mr. Bob, if you want to come down and run chase for me. I am currently sitting at 80%.
Let me empty this and I'll jump into the tractor, okay?
Roger that. Scared me for a second, Bob. I didn't even notice you were coming up beside me. I have my sound turned off, apparently. Oh, not turned off, just turned down really low. Jeremy Stewart. Hey, buddy, how are you? Thanks for coming out. Was it you, Jeremy, that was saying that you'd love to come on and join and play with us? Just give me a second, guys. We have about a handful of mods on the server now, Jeremy. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to shut this guy down. Unless Bob wants to take him over. Just let me know, Bob. I am going to grab Jeremy a Dropbox link here.
I got one for you.
Shoot.
Can you see what I'm doing here? Look at the header.
Moving it in and out.
Yeah. Which one's which? The farther out, the more crop, or the farther in?
I don't believe 17 has that function, so I don't think it matters. Real life, I can never remember.
I think the farther in.
There is a link for our Dropbox, Jeremy, that has all of our mods that are currently in it, so if you want to get that downloaded, I'm going to throw my Be Right Back Up sign onto the screen here for the server password so that anyone who has our mods and wants to can come and join us. Not sure how long I'm going to be streaming. I guess it all depends on when my wife brings my daughter back home. She's currently at a Mummy and Me group. I believe it's her last one of this group. It was an 8-week group, so I think this is her last week at it. So, but there we go, Jeremy. There is all of our mods. Check with us from time to time. We do update our mods. Well, I update our mods quite a bit. I know I'm guilty of that one 100%. So, and if you want, Mr. Bob, I can take back over that combine if you want. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we're going to try to keep the Discord to a minimum for the time being. We can always communicate through in-game chat, works pretty good too. So for right now, that's what we're going to use. But yeah, if anybody wants to come and join us, server is open. Link to the mods are just posted, and the server password is currently set to JJ, just 2 J's. And actually, if it wants to work today, let's see if it will. There's all the info to how to join us. The Dropbox link that is currently posted with that one is not a valid link. I will actually update that as I'm thinking about it. apparently that command is still not coming through on YouTube. Yeah, it's coming through on Twitch, just not on YouTube.
It's got "Be Right Back." This current thing on YouTube. There you are. You're in the tractor.
There we go. I'll post it that way. I'll post it manually. There is the updated Dropbox link now in there, and how to find and join our server.
And welcome, Jeremy. I live in Europe, so I'm usually on the server a lot earlier than JJ or the other guys. So hit me up if you need to, okay?
Alrighty, so it looks like we're filling up the BGA here with grass, which is good. Better question now, I guess, is where are we mowing the grass?
I usually mow around the track tracks.
I think I'm having a glitch or something. Looks like the grass that I'm currently trying to mow is already mowed. Because as soon as I get to it, I lose a big chunk of it.
That's because it is.
That would explain it. Here we go, grass that hasn't been mowed yet.
I was halfway finished by close to field 20, so check that out. Down by the head and the right hand side.
Yeah, I'm currently mowing my way up the middle of 13 and 14.
And you need to pull in a little bit to your right because that part close to the road is actually not mowable.
No, I'm in the right spot. Just off the edge of the road. Feel like I'm doing this back in real life again.
We should actually get Bird to do the mowing because she's not a good mower. Maybe he'll learn from this.
I spent most of my summer this year. This is all I did. Up and down the road, mowing grass.
That's one of the things I miss about the States.
Mowing grass.
Yep.
Kind of ironic, actually, as I mowed grass with a 8-meter rear mower, and it was on a John Deere. It was actually the same tractor that I usually run in the winter when I did snow removal for the same company. It wasn't a big John Deere. It was a little compact kind of thing. It was a John Deere 3020, I think it was. So just a little thing, not very much, not very big, but we got quite a bit done with it in the run of a day. So So this must be the 8R tractor that you had mowing there, Bob.
I don't know if it's the 8R or the 7800. I don't remember.
I think it's the 8R series because the panel doesn't work properly.
If you get out and get back in, you'll see it on the bottom of the screen.
The look and glance too tells me I'm sitting in the John Deere 8R.
I totally forgot about Glance. Glance is so much better than Inspector Mod.
Yeah, as soon as they released Glance on 17, it was not even a question asked. We actually shut down the server in the middle of playing on it when we found out that Glance was out. And even Buck was like, yep, we're doing this now. And we updated it to Glance. Glance is a lot more user friendly, a lot better, a lot easier to read and understand. It has a lot more info on it as well as to what is actually going on.
Talking about Glance, check out the Harvester.
83%. I'm actually just coming up here to the end of the row by 14, and I'll shut this tractor off, jump into the Massey, and come unload you. So it does miss a little bit here on the edges when you turn.
How's it going, JJ?
Not too bad, Bird. How about yourself?
Just got back from lunch.
Cool, cool.
And no, I'm not going to get my laptop back yet. Those guys are taking so long.
Sorry about all the shaking and stuff there, guys. I was actually trying to take my jacket off. It was getting a little warm in here.
Hey, JJ.
I know, I'm coming. I'm already in the Massey and I'm already halfway down the field.
I was about to say, take your jacket off.
Joke's on you, because this was a different jacket. This one's a camo jacket. Would you want to back out of that crop, sir?
So, JJ, did I miss anything?
I mowed a bit of grass, ran a bit of combine, unloaded the combine. I think this is my second unload. That's been about it. Just gonna take this right down to the main farm, Bob, and bring back an empty tipper. Ouch, if I don't take the ditch first.
I forgot to tell you about that ditch.
Yeah, it probably didn't help. I was going too fast to come out of there anyway.
I can foresee a lag spike and somebody jumping into the lake over here.
Alrighty, so let's go get this one here back to Mr. Bob on field 20. At the same time, I will run back over, jump back into the 8Rs tractor, and get back to picking up that. See, that might be what I might do, is I'm going to bring this down. I might... No, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to come back and grab my 7R tractor. I prefer that one.
JJ, can you make sure at least leave me something to do tonight, please?
There's always something to do, bud. Always. Always need grass mowed. Always need animals cared for.
I talked about making sure you got the equipment to do that. Like, I couldn't get the animals any farther because you didn't have no water trailer.
Yeah, that'll be fixed today. We actually had no money left to buy the water trailer. So that'll be purchased here after we start selling off this crop.
So where are the grass fields on this map?
Right now, the only grass fields that are on this map are the sides of the roads.
Basically, you just keep going until you get your trailer full of grass.
Yeah. That's why I don't have the butterfly mowers. No, I don't want this one. I'm gonna move this one though. I just don't like where it's positioned.
You forgot to do something, JJ.
What?
Clean the tractor before you park it.
Yeah, that's another thing. We need a pressure washer.
There is some.
Where's the pressure washer in this map?
I don't know. Ask Bob. He knows.
In the main farm.
Is it by the fuel tank or is it by the combine? Where in the main farm?
Right where all the vehicles parked, there's like a little gray pad. It's like a pressure washer pad. It has like a little drainage thing on the end of it. If you're watching the stream, I'm currently staring at it.
Yeah, I'm watching the stream.
Yeah, it's right beside where I am right now.
Okay, right here. You mean this long pad?
Yeah, and there's one pressure washer there in the back of it.
Do you have to keep the water full on that?
No, you just buy the water from that.
That's something we could check out now. Where you can back into to get free water.
Well, we kind of can't check it until we get a proper tank for it.
So, your first impressions on the map for anybody that's never played it, what do you think they should expect?
It's a big map. There's a lot to it. I don't know really what else to tell you. I'm just gonna drop that trailer right there, Bob.
Roger, Dodger.
JJ, any pros and cons you can think of?
Not enough factories, not enough buildables is cons. Pros to the map, there's actual working factories, gives you a reason to plant a crop other than just to make money off of it. I mean, that is the overall goal, but right now, by the crops that we have, for instance, we need to take wheat, barley, and corn to the mill to make flour, that we can then take that flour and run it down to the flour then has to go down to the mill so that it'll make bread, and then we can take bread and sell bread at the store. I know it's not as realistic to constantly be switching out implements, but that's what we're going to do. So whenever I have to go empty Mr. Bob, I'll just drop my loading wagon and go hook up to that one, keep my front mower on. Oh, no, okay, so they do fold down. Guess it helps, eh, guys, if I turn on the front mowers, right?
Yes, that would help.
That's one for me and one for you, huh?
Pretty much.
So, Judge, are you still going to turn off hire the workers?
Yep.
Now for people other than me that may got used to hire workers, what's the best way to keep your lines straight if you can do it
GPS.
yourself?
GPS. We do have it here on the server. It is always on our servers. Easiest way to learn how to use GPS. I don't have an exact link on me for it. I believe Mr. Buckshot has a video on how to use it. If not, I know Mr. Wheels has a video on how to use it. Go watch their videos. They give you pretty good tutorials on how to use it. And GPS will become your friend in multiplayer. That's why we use it quite a bit. When we get like more advanced and bigger fields going, you're going to notice that we're going to rely on GPS a lot. And there's going to be a lot more advanced stuff that we're going to do on GPS. I know we've been talking about off streams, obviously, me, Wheels, and Buck, about making a video on GPS together. There's features of GPS that work best. For instance, there's ways to run GPS where you can run 4 combines in a row. And at the end of the field, not even have to think about it. Every combine does its own turn right down the lanes, and it just stays that way the entire time. So that's something that we have done previously in other servers that we've had. I think we have recordings of it. I can't remember who had them. I think it was Oli had them. I think he was streaming when we did it and set them up. But I've seen times where we've gone down fields that were, let's say, size of field 14, 4 combines wide, and all of them stayed exactly spaced apart perfectly, and our unloaders could just come in underneath and unload, back up, go to the next one, and move on down the line without any issues whatsoever. But that's some of the more advanced GPS stuff that you have to understand the basics to understand the advanced sometimes.
Have you had any bugs using the GPS?
We've had some fun mix-ups. We've purposely done them, though. Like I said, if GPS is used properly, it's probably one of the nicest things you can do. Easiest way to explain it is GPS is the server version of Courseplay.
And that's why it works good on multiplayer, huh?
Correct. I'm going to be there in a second, Bob. If you have to, just wait a minute. I'm going to drop this grass off here into this bunk first, drop my trailer, and then I'll come back and unload you.
Roger Dodger.
Sinking. Uh-oh.
Heads
Jeremy.
Up. It's Jeremy. Welcome, son. The only thing I'd use GPS for is the air setter.
What about plowing?
I use it for 90% of my field work.
That's a long sink there.
That was a fairly long sync, but welcome to the server, Jeremy. I don't know if you still have the stream open or not, but welcome.
How's my sinking speed doing there, Jay?
Pretty good.
Are you still recording in surround or?
Yeah.
Did you ever figure out what was going on with your FPS?
Probably the fact that I was streaming for 4 hours. And I had Google Chrome open.
That would do it, because like we were saying, that's definitely CPU hog.
Yeah, this new OBS too seems to be working a lot better. So I've been watching it now, and they've added new features to the bottom of it. So like the bottom bar where it shows that you're recording and stuff, well, they now have a recording and a live stream feature down there. They show you color coded if you're good or not in your content that way, and like your kilobytes and stuff. It also shows you your CPU, and I seem that the new version of it is a lot better.
You're talking about OBS Studio, correct?
Correct.
Because I do know they have another version as well.
Yes, they have the classic version. I'm not big on the classic. I started using Studio, and I actually really like Studio. There's a lot more that you can control and add in a Studio than I find versus a classic. And Jake Miller, how are you today? Thank you for coming out to the stream. Updates that I have made to this game, or this map? Absolutely none, buddy. I have no experience doing them whatsoever. This is an edit from a gentleman who streams on Twitch named grabbylatouch. He's the one who has done all the map editing to it and changing stuff around. And I just happened to be watching him one night and got to talking to him and stuff and really enjoyed it. What he did to the map with the factories and stuff like that. Like I said, all that he's changed to it, I can't really tell you offhand because I'm not sure. But I asked him if I could stream it and put it on our server, and I believe he was okay with it. He hasn't said anything. I don't actually know if he knows that I'm a streamer myself, so. But yeah, I have his on it, and it looks like Jeremy is coming to take care of you, Bob, so I'm going to go back to mowing grass.
Roger Dodger.
And JJ, which mowers do you think are the best mowers so far?
Between what?
Between the mowing, the picking up with the bucket, that kind of stuff.
It all depends on what we're doing. I personally, myself, I still prefer the John Deere Moco. I don't know if it's been converted into 15, and if it has and I have not seen it, I'm going to be upset. It's like the New Holland one that we have, the New Holland tow behind disc bind mower, but you can actually control it a lot better, or at least you could in 15. You can control if you want it on the left side, the right side, where the New Holland one, it's only the one side that it's on, and I don't like that. So if I'm mowing down the road this way, I can actually swing where I had my Moco, which was nice. Although I do believe, even real life, it only sticks out on the one side. Actually, it does, because we run a trying to remember who makes ours. Not really sure, but I know we have a disc spine, and ours only sticks out on the one side. Well, it was just the one thing that I liked about the John Deere one is when you were driving down the road, it folded right up and behind you. And then when you got to the field, if you wanted to mow, like, coming down this way, I could mow the right side of me. And then instead of turning around and mowing the right side on the other side, I could actually just turn the whole mower over and go down the same path again and mow the left side.
And that makes sense to do it that way.
But that was the nice thing about the Mokos.
If you do find it, are you going to put them on the server if you find them?
Possibly. I'm not really sure. I want to try to get used to or get into using that John Deere No-Row. Which the John Deere No-Row is the mower, the big mower that I have in here. It's a John Deere self-propelled mower. It's a 8-meter work width. And it's pretty much you just drive that as a mower and it puts it into windrows for you. And then you can actually go back behind and just pick up.
What do you say about the Krone?
Krone Big M?
Use it?
I don't understand why Giants ever got rid of it. It was a really good mower. That was a 13 mower. That's been converted now from 13. They converted it for 15, then they converted it again into 17. It had its moments. I really liked the fact that you could do wide swath or single row swath on it, which was really nice. So if you were doing, if you needed to ted it to make hay, you could just leave it on the wide swath because you had to windrow anyway. Or if you wanted to make just straight up grass bales, you could just leave it on the narrow swath and you didn't have to go back with a windrower. So, I mean, every mower has its perks. You know what I mean? Everything has its day, right? Some people will swear that the butterfly mowers are the best. Some people will swear that the toe behind Mokos and New Hollands that way. The disc binds are better. I guess it all depends on what you're doing with them and how you're preparing everything.
What do you think about using follow me on the big map? For example, you can plow, plant, and seed all using follow me.
It's doable. Like I said, it is a multiplayer server. Hence why we're trying to get rid of I'm trying to get rid of the hired worker aspect of it. I know Wheels is busy real life. That's why he hasn't been around. Buck's the same. Buck's been releasing almost 2 videos every other day. I think he released 2 today. I seen he was loading up Empyreon not that long ago, so he's probably getting ready to start either recording a second video on that one or prepping a video for that one too. And apparently I do not own this field all of a sudden. But yeah, it's one of those things that as people get busy, I mean, I've used Follow Me to do baling. I've gone down the road, done baling in the with the baler, and had a tractor trailer on Follow Me with auto pickup going. That was actually really fun to do. I know on this server was released today, the Extreme Bale Pack. We are getting into that. There's a lot less, like auto load trailers aren't going to work. We have to use their auto load trailers. We have to load the trailers by hand if we want to put it on the tractor trailer. That is why I am hoping, and I'm going to possibly purchase one, is the step deck trailers that we have. I know you guys you've probably seen them, but haven't seen us use it because we haven't really had a need to yet. But I do have a step deck trailer that I'm going to purchase to make the big bales. And the big bales would be the big Heston bales. I think it's 2 or 3 regular bales go into one bale, which is really nice. So sorry about that, guys. I had to reset track IR because I sat up more in my seat. But yeah, the big Heston bills, they're fun to work with. They can be annoying if you're not used to running front loader and that kind of deal. But, Jeremy, can you hear me still? Just give me 1 second here, guys. Won't make you guys dizzy, so I'll hit C.
Yep, I can hear you.
Alright, so I was just typing to Jeremy because I wasn't sure if he still had his stream open or not, and he does. So, Mr. Jeremy, for the time being, we're just going to store them in the silo. I know we do need to start getting money in as well, so once we get the field harvested, we'll take a look at where it's selling, and I'll probably get you or Bob to run trailer loads down there to sell it. Or what I might also do is we can save it for the time being and do the rest, like do all of our fields, get all of our fields done. Because I know the wheat and the barley field I like to leave the straw down on. And then I think the canola field, the soybean field can actually get replanted. And maybe by then we'll have more people that'll join us and we can get one of them running that. Or if the time comes, we can look into maybe somebody running that as someone's planting or something. It's really an endless possibility of what we can do.
Jeremy, you want to take over the harvester for me, buddy?
You getting ready to log off there, Bob?
I got nature calling.
Nah.
What about you, JJ? You like the way that the fields and the main yard are laid out in this map?
Yeah, it's actually laid out really good. I prefer this layout. I know he removed, and when I say he, Gabby removed quite a bit that was on this map for fences and stuff. There used to be a fence that ran all the way around the store. That is gone. I've noticed that with this edit. The same thing around the main farmyard. There's usually a fence that ran the entire length of it. That is gone, so it's easier to drive in and out of. But, yeah, I really do enjoy the layout, so.
Your mic is kind of almost double there. What happened?
I'm not sure. Is it still that way?
It's a little bit better now. But what do you think of the original version of this map?
I haven't played the original version on 17. Like I said, I haven't played this map since 15. The layout in 15 was, oh my. It was a nice map in 15. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, we did have it on the server. Actually, Buck and I had fun on this one. This is the map that Mr. Buckshot and I decided to play, drive the 9R around on the back of a pickup. And I should admit that we didn't use a trailer. I'm just going to say that. I still don't understand how we did it, but I drove the 9R tractor on top of the pickup truck, and Buck drove me around. It was actually really hilarious. I think Mr. Oli was streaming it at the time, so his archive is unfortunately no longer there. But Oli was in the background. Why do I bring these guys? Why do I bring these guys? Why do I bring these guys? Because he was trying to do farm work, and here we are goofing around, so.
Okay, AFK for a second.
No problem, buddy.
But do you ever have any video clips on YouTube of the guy you're talking about?
Of Oli?
Yep.
He may be in some of Wheels' videos, or my video. I think he's in some of my earlier stuff. He was around here for a little bit.
Do you know whatever happened to him?
Real life, buddy. Real life. Mr. Oli is Icelandic, and the company that he works for does festivals and stuff like that. So he got busy with that. I'm sure we'll see him again. I really wish he was still streaming. I know he had computer issues, so his actual computer died on him. So he ended up purchasing a new one. But like I said, real work for him's been pretty busy, so.
So you don't talk to him really?
I talk to him every other day, just the typical, hey, how are you? Pretty good. How's life?
You ever ask him to come back?
He's always welcome back. He knows that. He knows how to find us. He knows how to get a hold of us. He knows all the server info better than some of us do. For a while there, it was him and I were partners in crime, so if anything happened to the server, one of us took care of it all the time, so. Only thing we couldn't do, no, we couldn't. The only thing we couldn't do was lock Buckshot out of his own server.
Yeah, he owns it.
Pretty much.
He must have the master admin if you try to.
Yeah. But no, Mr. Oli was the reason that I originally started streaming. I started streaming as a second view for his. We did everything on the server together when I started playing with them, and that's when I started streaming. So I started out being, let's provide a different camera angle or a different view if viewers wanted two views. And we just went that way. So Mr. Oli would lead the stream, and I was just there in the background. And then when Mr. Oli stopped streaming, I continued going for a little bit by myself. And then I started talking to Wheels and Buck and stuff about YouTube channels. And started up my YouTube channel, and then here we are now. Where I'm now streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And archiving my videos on YouTube.
What do you think may be one of the best mods that's actually going to be up on this map?
What's one of the best mods that's going to be out for this map? Mods? I'm not sure. Now, tractors?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's really hard to say where this is going to go. I mean, Farm Sim has only been out for, they released in what, October? So about this time in 15 is when we started getting some pretty decent stuff. But unfortunately, people keep scaring the modding community away. A lot of the modders prefer to have private mods right now. I know that John Deere 7R series that we have wasn't supposed to be released yet. Somebody leaked it, and I believe that the owners are no longer releasing mods. I check every day to see if there's updates to it or anything like that on their Facebook page. And I think it's Tech AH that makes it. And I mean, I give full credit to those guys. They're also the ones that make the John Deere 8R series tractor that we have. I really enjoy both of them. I really wish that, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the fact that it got released because I really like the tractor. I wish that it didn't get released just so I could see what they were going to do with it. There's a lot of potential in that tractor. It handles really nice. It drives really nice. The seating's really nice. The layout of it's really nice. And I see Mr. Bob is back because he's chasing me down. That's pretty sad, guys, when someone can run faster than a combine can drive. So I'll just get to the end of this row here, Mr. Bob, and you can have it back. But, yeah, I'd love to see what they were going to do with that 8R tractor series. If they could make that 8R tractor series just as good, if not better than what they did to the 7R, wow. Like, I don't think I'd do any other tractor. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. If that 7R tractor had front loader, nobody would be in it. I would literally stay on the server all day just sitting in it so I could have it all to myself. So if any modders are watching or listening, and let me know, and maybe I can do it myself, or I'll send you guys a link to it, and if you guys don't have it, and maybe we can get a set of forks added to it. I really love that 7R John Deere, so...
What is your actual favorite John Deere tractor besides the combines?
Tractor wise, I'm not really sure. Like real life tractor, the only John Deere, unfortunately, that I've driven is a 3020, which is the tiny little ones. Actually, we might have one. No, I don't think anyone's modded one that small yet. But it's pretty much like a tiny little compact tractor is what it is. For mod wise, the 8530, if it's the same as what it was in 15, that one was an amazing tractor. I really liked it. But yeah, the 8530 in relevance would be, I think it was only like 50 horsepower. So something similar to this Major 80. They weren't very big, but what you could do with them was above and beyond for what they were. Actually, I think we owned, when I say we, the company, the landscape company that I worked for, I think they owned John Deere's 7R series tractors too. That was their winter mowing, and they had push blades on the front of them, like 3-point hitch push blades, where you could actually make a proper bucket out of it, which was really nice. I wish mine had that, but I just had a straight blade on mine, which, I mean, it did what I needed to. I had a blower on, or a salter on the back of mine, but I had the option if I really, really got into a bad spot in a really bad storm, I could actually switch out my blower, or my salter for a blower. The only drawback was I had to drive halfway across the city and switch out with my little brother. Well, he preferred the blower because it was easier for his properties, so unfortunately I never did get the blower hooked up to mine, but I made do with the plow, and it worked really well for what we were doing, so.
I'll be back in a minute. JJ, I'm going to switch to my iPad. I'll be back in a minute.
Alright, no problem, dude. But don't get me wrong, I have driven bigger tractors in real life. I have I don't have. The guy that I work for on the farm owns a LS, which is a knockoff of a Massey Ferguson. Actually, that one's a knockoff of a New Holland, and that's a 90 horsepower. So I drive that one up and down the farm quite a bit. So I do have real life tractor experience, real life farming experience. With animals. Most real life farm experience I have with crops is the garden that my mom grew every year when I was a kid. And I'll tell you now, I hated it when I was a kid, because that's how we spent most of our summer, was out in the garden weeding it. We got in trouble at school and the garden was there, we were out there weeding it. That was our punishment. So, and she usually caught us when we started dipping into the vegetables. Anytime now, she'll finish filling. Or not. There we go. I knew I forgot to shut something off. Here's the one good part about the fact that there's no fences or anything. Of quick and easy way into the BGA. Just drive between the trees.
Do you think we might ever see a 9R series, JJ?
We have one.
What do you think of it?
I've yet to drive it. I have the John Deere 9R right there. It's 434,000.
I'm just now getting ready to open the stream again. I don't have it up on my end.
No, we do have the John Deere 9R series. As far as features and stuff that are on it, I'm not sure. I have personally yet to purchase one, so. And we haven't gotten that far into a map yet to have enough money to purchase it.
What is the best tractor you think for like a forklift or something like that?
What do you mean, like a modded forklift?
Yeah.
I think the only modded forklift that we currently have out right now is the Clark, which is another conversion over from 15.
What about that JCB that we are supposed to driving the other day?
Front loader, you mean?
Yep.
It's not really a forklift, it's just a front loader with a set of pallet forks.
So you wouldn't consider that a forklift, huh?
It's not, it's a wheel loader. Just because you stick a mower on the front end of a tractor doesn't make it a lawnmower, right? Still considered a tractor.
I see where you're coming at. So JJ, how is the game treating you so far?
Pretty good. Just since I'm technically no longer on the road, I can shut my four ways off. I'll leave my beacons running though.
Where are you going this time?
Back to mow more grass around 14. Mr. Jeremy and Mr. Bob are taking care of field 20, unless they've moved on from there, but they were on field 20.
What's your favorite aspect of the farming?
On the main farm there, Jeremy.
So what would you prefer to do, JJ, if you could do it all day long?
Forestry. Forestry, tending animals.
Why tending to animals? What do you like about that?
I do it real life. I love them. I don't know how to explain it. I know the video that I posted doesn't really show a lot of the interaction that we have with our cows. But our cows are... Don't get me wrong, cows are still cows. They're temperamental. Some days I feel they're worse than my wife. But the thrill, I guess, knowing that you can just reach out and you can pet these animals. And I mean, if anyone hasn't seen them in real life, cows aren't small. Our pregnant cows are, I think one of our cows, the one in my video that wasn't near me, that I called Big Mama, she's 1,300 pounds. Yeah.
Are you trying to see your wife is bullhead?
No. My wife can just be stubborn, which so can the cows. But no, like Big Mama, for instance, she's 1,300 pounds, and that was when we bought her. And we've had her now. We bought her in, I don't even remember, September-ish, and she's due to pop soon. So I mean, these animals are huge. The average bull is 2,000 plus pounds. So you gotta know where your limits are with these animals. But to know that I know that I personally can stand in the middle of all those cows and I'll be safe to a degree. You're never 100% safe. Any farmer that handles animals and livestock will agree with me. You never turn your back to an animal. You can trust them, but you never want to turn your back to them, because you never know what an animal can do. I feel safe enough to know that if I was to turn my back to an animal, I know it's not going to charge me because they know me. Now, I can't say the same if I was to bring one of you guys in with me. They may start to get territorial. Like, I've been around these animals forever. I can reach out, they come up to me. They let me pet them, we have our times. That's the kind of thing that I like about the animals. Is even though they're 1,500 pound plus animals, they still enjoy, getting their ears scratched. Being in there right with them is a whole different story. Now the pigs, I won't even go in with them. They're roughly 600 pounds apiece. I don't even want to go in. I'll feed them. I don't want to go in their trough. Go in the stall with them if I had to. I'll shoo them out the door and close the door and clean out the pens.
Why don't you want to go in?
Pigs are very territorial, very snappy. So we originally were supposed to buy 5. We ended up buying 4. So we ended up buying 3 sows, which is 3 females, and 1 male, which is a boar. So about 2 weeks prior to us going down to pick them up, one of the sows decided to snap. It tore a chunk of skin off one of our sows. It split another one's ear open and started going after the boar to kill it. The guy who owned them at the time actually grabbed it, drug it out in the middle of the floor, and shot it. And these are pigs that have grown up together their entire life. It just decided to snap. And that's what pigs can do if you're not careful. They'll just snap. So.
Kind of like rabies, huh?
Yeah, but it wasn't rabies. It just wasn't happy. Something happened, they got into a fight, and that one, unfortunately, is no longer with us. So, I mean, at any given time, you never want to turn your back to any animal. You don't know what it's going to do. In my video, I show you guys the picture of Bear. Or I show you Bear, which is our guard dog. And we pet Bear. We don't let Bear jump up on us because we don't know what he'll do. Before we got Bear, he brought 2 coyotes back to the main house that he killed. So we don't expose our necks to them. We don't expose anything like that because we never know. But bears still, that's what he is trained to do. He's trained to protect sheep, and that's why we have them. So.
What about the one that owns the bear? Can he do more than you can?
No, we still, both of us will not expose our snack to him. I mean, we pet bear. We treat bear with the utmost respect. He is still an animal. He is still a dog. He's just brought up to protect sheep. He's brought up to live in a pasture. Bear will not go in the house. It doesn't matter what we do, bear will not go in the house. To bring bear home, we had to bring down a cattle trailer because bear would not go in the truck. So we had to put him in the cattle trailer where we put our sheep. So that's how we had to bring him home. Like,
Okay, is he scared of you guys?
no, 100% friendly with us. He's just, that's the way that he was brought up to be a sheepdog. He is a sheepdog. So he's meant to live out in the pasture with sheep. He's meant to guard sheep. That's what his job is.
You ever play with bear?
No? I don't want to.
Why, you scared of him?
I'm not scared of bear whatsoever. Bear's a sweetheart. I just don't want to play with him. When I brought my daughter up to the farm, bear came over to my daughter, smelt my daughter, and I punched him in the face. As in, get away. And he knew. He just walked away. I shouldn't say I punched him in the face. I pushed him away. Because he is a guard dog. Guard dogs are unpredictable. I mean, I don't think bear would have done anything, but I didn't want to push my luck.
Well, I guess he was just trying to figure out who the baby belonged to.
He was just trying to figure out what it was. But that's what guard dogs do.
Do you have any real pets of your own, JJ?
I have a feline. I call her my wife. No, I actually do have a cat. My wife and I, that was one of our very first things that we purchased together, is a lady that was in our area. Her cat had kittens, and she was trying to get rid of the kittens, or she was going to kill them. So my wife and I went down and picked one up, and we've had her ever since. I don't know what I'd do without her. The cat, that is.
What do you like about the cat?
Nothing. I hate them. I'm not gonna lie. I hate them. I'd rather a dog.
You hate them, don't you?
I'd rather a dog. Apparently I cannot mow this field because we do not own it. Which is kind of funny because it is the side of a field. It just means the field boundaries are set out that far.
Yep. Why don't you just mow the end of 28 and 29?
Just Bob already did.
So you let Bob beat you to the punch, huh?
I come in a lot earlier than JJ does.
JJ, what do you think about chickens?
They make good eating. Make good eggs. Stink.
I take them out like a pet chicken.
Same
Talking
kind of
about a
deal.
temperamental animal.
I mean, chicken's a chicken, right? A lot of people think, I guess it might just be cruel of me, but I see chicken, I think of meat. I see eggs. It doesn't want to produce eggs, it's going into a stew.
Same thing with turkey.
Turkey, good eating right there. I know. Watch my video. We have two. We have a Tom and a Sal, and that's the only reason we have them, is to breed turkey.
you wanted to get a dog, which kind of dog would you get?
Golden Retriever. Golden Retriever or Rottweiler?
Rottweilers are temperamental.
Only if they're trained right.
Why, Bob, you got a Rottweiler yourself?
A good friend of mine had one. He had to be put down because he tore somebody's arm off.
Like I said, as long as they're trained right. The guy that owns the farm, when I first met him, he had a 300-pound Rottweiler. Beautiful dog you've ever met. If you didn't walk up to her and let her get to know you, though, she'd tear your face apart. She was old. We ended up having, well, I shouldn't say we, he ended up having to put her down. And it was probably one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make.
That is a hard decision to make, but you don't want them to suffer.
No. Growing up as a kid, I had a boxer lab. And I miss this dog every day. It makes me cry thinking about her. But we ended up having to put her down because she had lymph node cancer really bad. So boxers and labs are one of the main two breeds that are known to have lymph node cancer in a dog, and she had it. I remember when we first got her, she was three human years old, and the couple that had her lived a couple hours from us. But they couldn't take care of her anymore. They were never home. She spent 18 hours in a cage. And I remember when we got her, they told us, you don't want to go in her bed. She's really protective of it. And you don't want to take anything out of her mouth. She's really protective. First night we had her at our house, we were drinking. So I climbed into her bed, climbed into her cage. She climbed in with me. And we're thinking, uh-oh, this is going to end bad. No. She climbed in with me, smelled her toys, turned around, shut the door. So she locked her and I in the bed. She just stayed there with me for about 2 hours. As we were drinking, talking, we're just laying in her bed. The next day we gave her a rawhide. And that was the other thing that they said, she's very protective of her rawhide. You can't take anything out of her mouth. So within about 20 minutes of her having it, my little brother walked up, took the rawhide bone right out of her mouth. She looked at my brother, laid down, didn't care. There's only once I ever seen that dog really get aggressive. And it was my own fault. I snuck around. Nicholas, buddy, I see you. Can you please stop spamming the yo's? Or I'm going to have to time you out. But, no, I snuck around the house and scared her. She was out in the yard playing. It was early morning. I worked graveyard. And my mother came out the door to me laying in the grass, soaked, because it rained for like 3 days. And me and the dog are laying in the grass fighting. And I mean, she was not letting go. I ended up putting her into submission. No, we'll let him go. See where he goes with this. Like I said, stop spamming. But thank you for coming out. What happened with what?
JJ, I didn't see any really enclosed barns on this map like they were on a rattlesnake.
No, all these ones here seem to be pretty open. We ended up having to put her down because of her cancer. That was one of those days where it was a really hard decision. It was rare I ever seen my dad cry, and my dad cried probably worse than all of us. because we really grew attached to her.
Sorry about that. Are we swathing?
Yes, I want straw. Is that what you're on now? Is fields 19?
I'm doing 27. We don't have 19 yet.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I said 19. What's on 27? It's canola, isn't it?
Yeah, my bad.
I was about to drop off my mower and come right behind you.
JJ, I guess you're trying to revert back to the rattlesnake.
You want to go to 28 and 29 so you can forge that?
No, you're on 27. Do 27. Sorry, what was that, Bird?
I said, I guess you're trying to revert back to the rattlesnake days.
Why?
Because you said 19.
Yeah, I never thought of that. 19 and 20 was the fields on rattlesnake that we always planted with wheat or barley.
Can you plant cane sugar on any of these maps?
Cane sugar? I'm not sure yet. I think Dave in Pleasant Valley they usually do it. On Dave's map, I know he usually does sorghum, sugarcane, and corn to make fuel. So I don't know how he's going to do it in 17, but in 15 and I think in 13 on his release there, that was his fuel crops.
But JJ, what do you really think of the new DLC that's coming out?
The big bud?
Yep.
Gonna have to wait and see what it's like.
If it turns out to be very good, are you definitely going to put it on the server if it's good enough?
If everybody owns it.
No, because it's a DLC.
As of right now, the only DLC that they're going to come out with that's going to be an absolute, everybody has to own it if they want to play with us, is John Deere. As of right now.
I thought that was just a mod. I didn't know if John Deere was going to come out or not.
We don't know if it does. If Giants releases a John Deere DLC, that means that they have received the rights to release John Deere tractors from Giants. As of right now, and I don't know if Mr. Buckshot is watching, this is straight from him. That is the only mod that absolutely everybody will have to have, DLC that everybody will have to have. Because then it'll definitely be on the server.
What about the trailers and stuff like that?
What do you mean?
If they do DRCs for trailers, what company would have to be a must?
None. As of right now, like I said, that's the only DLC that is an absolute going on the server. In 15, for instance, we ran the JCB DLC because all of us owned it. And anyone that was coming to join us, if you didn't have the JCB DLC, unfortunately, you weren't. That excluded you from it. There was a little while there that we played vanilla. And that was the thing with vanilla, is we wanted to play with all the DLCs. So unfortunately, if you didn't have them, you were excluded from the server. We try not to exclude anybody. That's why all of our vehicles are either free from Giant or modded. And we try not to force people to have to buy the DLC if they don't want to. Like I know Mr. Buckshot and Mr. Wheels both purchased the DLC. and that is because they do mod reviews, and well, you got to mod review a DLC. That's just, it's just YouTube way. If I had the money, I myself would have purchased it, and I'd probably be running it in a single player.
JJ, get yourself some water, man.
I have Mountain Dew.
Why, Bob? We got bad news.
He could hear my throat getting dry.
Oh. So, Bob, what is your favorite tractor?
What do you think?
All of them.
The 7R. So JJ and I are going to be fighting on that 7R.
Make that for real, us.
That's the case, boys. I can sell the 8R.
Go for it.
Actually, I think Jeremy's running it.
JJ, what do you?
Jeremy's AFK.
Oh.
JJ, what do you think about just getting 2 more 7 hours?
What do I think about what, sorry?
He wanted to get 2 7Rs. So get rid of the 8 and get a 7R, and if we still have the money, we can get a water bowser.
Well, as of right now, gentlemen, I think I'm going to keep the tractors that we do have just because it gives us a wide range of everything that we need. And we currently only have $6,000. So, you guys want them? Well, you know what you have to do.
What?
Earn the money.
And earn the money and buy them ourselves.
We had it worked out with King J that if King J made so much money, we'd buy him the Ponzi Scorpion. King J went out and he did everything he could to make money. Whether it was mowing grass, picking up straw, doing whatever he needed to, so that he went out and actually purchased a Scorpion.
How do you tell what you make by each person in the game, actually?
King J was easy. I just tracked it myself. He was the only one that was selling that kind of stuff, so...
The tractor you in, JJ, looks pretty nice.
It's the 7R.
Hey, JJ, there's only going to be one rule about my 7R. You drive it, you wash it before you park it.
And then I guess I'm never driving it.
I don't care if you get dirty, I just care you wash it when you park it.
Like I said, I guess I'll never be driving it. I like my tractors like I like my women. Dirty.
This is a PG channel, isn't it?
That was as far as I was going with it.
Heads up, Jeremy's AFK.
Is he in the tractor, Bob?
No.
I guess he may want to eat lunch.
This field almost makes me feel like I'm mowing in real life again.
Why? Is it that bad?
No, just the angle switches.
JJ, do you know how much money I earned you when I was on the raw sneak?
I have no clue.
That was weird.
What, Bob?
It lagged a little bit and started popping around on me.
He did that on me yesterday. JJ, is that a desync issue when it starts doing that?
Oh, it could be. Could be any number of things.
JJ, does that tractor have an IRC in the back?
What do you mean?
Or the back window?
Yep.
You got it open?
Nope.
Why not? You got like fresh air?
It's a hot day. I have the AC blasting. And I don't like the grass coming up inside the cab.
Too bad the AC doesn't really work on games like that. Why did they have it in game if you can't use it?
What do you mean?
But they got the AC controls, but you can't use them.
IC, you mean?
No, I mean, they look at the dash, you'll see there's like the hot and cold for air conditioning.
Yeah. It's because it's how you model a tractor. So are you saying they should just remove all interior graphics because you can't use it?
If you can't, whatever you can't use, you remove it.
Well, then you wouldn't have detailed mods. We'd be playing arcade. This is what makes Farm Sim what it is the detail that you can put inside the cabs. As realistic as you can get to the real thing, right?
Well, what about like the AC work then, like air blowing out of vents?
Because it won't make any difference. You'd never know.
You know by the temperature of the cab.
Just that one other thing to possibly break the game is what you're talking.
You think?
Yeah, because that's added scripting. I mean, why don't they have AC that works on American truck? You can't even put your window down on American truck. You can't even get out of your truck on American truck.
But the way you can put the window down is hit the 5 key.
Doesn't that put you outside the truck anyway?
No, that just moves you out back, looking behind you. That just sticks your head out.
That's what I mean, though. I mean, why don't they have it so the game can give you a sunburn?
JJ, you never use the doors on your tractors, how come?
Don't need to.
I thought you'd be that realistic with it.
I used to. On the Fendt 700 series that was in Farm Sim 50, and I used them. That was because it actually had a really nice animation. If you used the doors or you went to climb into the tractor, it actually opened your door. You climbed up the stairs. You actually turned around, sat down in your seat before you were able to do anything.
I never noticed that. Do you multiplayer American Truck?
If I reinstall it, I do.
I do, Bob.
Usually me, Wheels, Buck, Grandpa. We've all done convoys in the past. I think I was on Wheels' last convoy that he played on it when France came out.
I think I saw that.
But since I reformatted my computer, I haven't reinstalled ATS. I need to, though.
It's a fun game.
So what time are you guys usually online?
Depends on what I have going on in real life. Depends on what time I get up.
I mean, the three of you.
Depends on what we all have going on. I haven't seen Buck in over a week. Actually, I messaged Buck's wife yesterday and I said, "Is he still alive? Or did you kill him?" Wheels is currently busy with real life, so he's very rarely around. I think he was in my stream for a little bit there yesterday. And it all depends on when we can get together and what we have going on that day, so...
I mean, I know what's going on now. I'm basically asking, when the three of you both are all online, what time is that usually?
Now. Within an hour-ish of this time, we usually all start logging on. Actually, Wills isn't usually on for another 2 hours, usually.
Yeah, he popped in yesterday and nobody was here.
Yeah. Yesterday I was making schnitzel, cutting up pork, making vegetable plates. What else was I doing? I still didn't do it all. I need to make a bunch of freezer packs too of vegetables. We go to like Costco, which is like a bulk purchase store, and we buy all of our fruits and vegetables there, and then we vacuum pack them. And this way here they stay forever, so we do groceries like once a month this way.
I heard some horrible things about Costco. But they're real pricey.
They are pricey, but I mean, so yesterday or the other day, for instance, we went in there and I bought a 10-pound bag of onions. Well, a 5-pound bag is like $3.99. I paid $5.99 for a 10-pound bag. So depending on what you're going in for, it can get pretty expensive, but for the most part, it's not too bad.
You don't like just to go Walmart?
We still go to Walmart for some stuff, but I mean, so Walmart you pay, I don't even know what it was. I think it was like $5.99 for, let's say, 5 pounds of carrots. Well, I got 10 pounds for an extra $2, so I got double for a little bit more money.
So if you're doing cereal and milk, where you go?
Milk, I usually go to Irving, which is a gas station, because they usually have it the cheapest. Cereal, I usually go to like just the grocery store, or I'll go to Walmart. And I don't know if you guys have it up there or not, but Walmart sells like the big bags of cereal. We usually just buy that stuff.
Yeah, they do have the big bags. But I don't get the big bags, I get the boxes.
Yeah, we just usually get the big bags, and then we have containers here. So when we bring them home, we open them up, put them in containers. Same as like our rice and our pasta and stuff. It all goes into a container.
What's the deal with the bags of milk I've seen?
What's up with them?
That's what I'm saying. What's up with that?
Just a, you buy 4 liters of milk, and it comes in 3 bags. That's what, liter and a half ish per bag?
Isn't that hard to handle?
No, we have pitchers that we put them in that are designed for it.
My question is, why buy a bag of milk if you just can transfer to pizza, run out buy it in the milk carton?
Well, the way it works is the pitcher itself is you just stick the bag in. Milk you can actually freeze, right? So what I know growing up as a kid, it was cheaper to buy 4 liters of milk in the bags than it was in the carton. Because what my mom would do is she'd keep out 2 bags of milk and freeze the third so that it never went bad.
Yeah, but when it thaws out, it doesn't taste as good.
That doesn't really change very much if you're eating it in cereal and stuff like that. We never minded it, so...
Me, I prefer like cereals and stuff like that for cereal.
Alright guys, I have been streaming for about 2 hours. I need to go find some food. I am starving. My wife brought me home pizza, well, a slice of pizza, and I ate that. If anyone's seen a picture of me, you all know I'm no small guy. Slice of pizza that was like an appetizer, not even. So I think I'm going to call my stream here, guys. It has been fun. It has been great. I enjoy every single one of you guys that have been coming out. Stay tuned. You know, if you guys aren't already followers, subscribe to the channel. Hit that follow button. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter's @JadorGaming. I usually tweet out when I'm going live and what's going on the server, or some little catchy thing like today. I said, hey, are you bored? Why not come out and watch? So, I usually do that. Go check out in the description on YouTube. I was looking at my Twitch one. Apparently I don't have it down there yet, but I will. Go check out some of my friends. There's Buckshot 304, Wheels 24/7. Go give them a like and a subscribe. I know most of you that are watching probably already do, but they're really good guys. I know Mr. Buck's trying something different. He's actually doing a Let's Play series on Sandy Bay. I gotta get caught up on that. But that being said, guys, I'm gonna run around here. Apparently I'm not even collecting eggs, but I am, because they're not behind me. The ones that I picked up. Oh, there it goes. Just took a second. So I'm gonna run around, pick up some eggs, and in the meantime, hope you guys all have a good one.